On a cold January night, Alabama was hot from three and from the free throw line, led by Latrell Wrightsell's 21 points, all from three, as Alabama snapped a two-game home losing streak to blow out Missouri 90-64 and move its record to 14-6 overall and 4-3 in the SEC. Welcome to another episode of the Bamature Hour podcast. I am Bama John. This is a quick reaction to Alabama's blowout win over Missouri. Today is Wednesday, January 28th, 2026 in the year of our Lord. Thank you for tuning in. We now have over 8,900 subscribers to the YouTube channel and growing, heading to 10,000 and beyond. Great win by Alabama last night. Alabama was on a two-game home losing streak after losing to Texas and Tennessee at home. It was nice to come back and get a dominant 90-64 victory over Missouri. After a tight start, midway through the first half of the game, Alabama goes on a 21-8 run late in the first half to take control at halftime and go into halftime with a 42-29 lead. Then after halftime, Alabama comes back out, and after Missouri kept it kind of even, meaning that they weren't able to cut into Alabama's lead. Alabama wasn't able to stretch the lead. Then midway through the second half, Alabama goes on a 16-2 run to push that lead up to 29 points. And then Alabama ultimately wins by 26 with the final score of 90-64. So great bounce back win on a cold, frigid night in January in Tuscaloosa. Alabama was hot from three. Alabama was making their free throws as they shot 88% from the free throw line, making 23 of 26, and Alabama blows out Missouri. That's the kind of win we needed. It was great that Alabama made 15 three-pointers. They made 23 free throws, but Alabama also defensively was strong as they held Missouri to 19% from three, as Missouri only made, I believe it was 5 threes. So great win by Alabama. Alabama was led by Latrell Wrightsell with 21 points, and he scored all of his points on threes as he made 7 threes, going 7 for 10 from three. In support of Latrell Wrightsell's effort was LeBaron Philon, as on what we would consider a quiet night for LeBaron. He has 18 points and 6 assists. Aiden Sherrill had 16 points, and Charles Bediako had 14 points and 6 rebounds. Just a great win for Alabama. They just blew them out. Missouri only made 8 of 23 from the free throw line, and they missed 15 free throws. But really, had they even made all 15 or just 10 of them, instead of it being a 26-point win, it would have been a 16-point win if they had made 10 more free throws. So Alabama was just on it tonight, and they outplayed them. Key factors in the game for Alabama: they shot the ball really, really well. They played good defense, and Missouri struggled to score the ball. Alabama didn't turn the ball over, and their defense was strong. So a couple of things to note: that with Amari Allen out, and he's been out for a couple of games now, Charles Bediako was inserted in the starting lineup as Nate Oates went with the big lineup with Bediako at the 5. He played Aiden Sherrill at the 4 and had him playing a stretch 4, and then went with the 3-yard lineup of LeBaron Philon, Latrell Wrightsell, and Aiden Holloway with Amari Allen out. So that lineup was very, very effective for Alabama, with Bediako patrolling the middle, and then with Aiden Sherrill's ability to shoot from 3 and to face the basket and shoot, or to face the basket and drive. It was really, really effective lineup, and you can see the impact that Charles Bediako is going to have, and why Nate Oates wanted to bring him back. So that was a key factor to change the starting lineup and go with 2 bigs rather than playing 4 wing players. Given that Aiden Sherrill can play a stretch 4 role or can play the 5 spot, really great lineup alteration by Nate Oates, and it worked very, very effectively. So even though Bediako hadn't been playing with the team and hadn't been practicing with the team, he seems to be seamlessly fitting in and filling that role of another big man, and really can be the true 5 starting center for the team to set screens, play defense, be a rim protector, be a rim runner, play in the dunker spot, and it was very, very effective. A couple of things just to note was that Alabama shot the ball really well from 3, making 39% of their threes tonight, and they made 15 threes. And they also shot the ball well from the free throw line, making 23 of 26 free throws, and really making 23 free throws and also knocking down 15 threes. That was the big difference, as well as the fact that Missouri turned the ball over and Missouri struggled shooting the ball themselves. You can attribute that effectively to Alabama's defense and having the 2 bigs in there. And then also Missouri's leading scorer, Mark Mitchell, only went 1 from 8 in terms of his shooting, and he really struggled in this game. So having the extra size that Bediako brings, and then having both Bediako and Sherrill, and then Taylor Ball Bowen when he was in the game, to have those lengthy, tall players in the lineup really was allowed Alabama to control Mark Mitchell and not let him hurt Alabama, as Alabama was able to stretch the lead in the first half and go into the locker room with a 13-point lead, and then ultimately able to double that to a 26-point win, as Alabama played well really on all ends of the court. So just a great job by Alabama. Alabama also limited their turnovers and had very good ball security, and just executed well on offense, as they only had 7 turnovers. So just a great win by Alabama on both ends of the court. It was a much needed bounce back win after that tough loss to Tennessee last weekend, when things did not go well down the stretch, did not go well in the critical moments, and also our inability to stop Nate Emmett in those key stretches in the second half. We didn't have any of those defensive struggles and defensive laps in this game. So overall, great game. All right, who was the star of the game? Latrell Wrightsell was the star of the game with 21 points. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, just an all-around great game from Wrightsell. Interestingly enough, his 21 points came on 7 threes, as he made 7 of 10 threes. He didn't score any 2-point baskets. He didn't get to the free throw line at all. So really interesting that all of his points came from 3. He was hot. He was feeling it, and he was knocking down threes. But just having Philon out there with him, having Holloway out there, having Sherrill, who was effectively scoring the ball from 3, and also had a nice dribble drive when he caught the ball, did a shot fake, drove to the basket and scored. That really opened things up. And then with Bediako in there setting screens, allowed Wrightsell to get some good looks and to knock down some threes. So great game for Latrell Wrightsell, as he was a star of the game. Also notable was LeBaron Philon, in what seemingly was a quiet night, still had 18 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. He did have 2 turnovers. I want to see Philon limit his turnovers to just 1 a game or none. But again, LeBaron, in a season where 18 points is a quiet night for him, is having a great season, leading Alabama in scoring. And that's the great thing about Philon this year. Last year, when Philon had a quiet game, he would have 5 to 10 points. This year, when he has a quiet game, he has 12 to 15 to 18 points. And you can seemingly count on Philon to put up 20 every night. He's having a great season, playing himself into a top 15 draft pick, a lottery pick in the NBA, and we're really happy to have him come back for a sophomore season, as his game is elevated and he is really shooting the ball well, scoring effectively, and it's great that he and Wrightsell had a nice 1-2 combo tonight, with Wrightsell 21 points and Philon having 18. Other notables for Alabama. Aiden Sherrill had 16 points and 2 blocks. He was playing a stretch 4 position. His defense, his rim protecting were all very good. A little disappointing that he didn't have more rebounds tonight. But a lot of other guys picked up the slack on the boards as just having that big body in there and also having him opening up the offense by being able to float out to the 3-point line and shoot from deep, open things up for everybody else. Bediako also had a great game with 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 steal. And notably, Bediako also went 6 for 6 from the free throw line. So given that Bediako is our rim runner, he's going to get the ball in the post. He's going to get fouled. It is huge for him to be able to step up and make his free throws because he is going to get the ball around the basket and he is going to get fouled. And when he can knock his free throw down, and be counted on, that adds a whole new dimension to the offense. So great job there. I also want to mention 2 players that didn't score much in this game, but they really hit the boards hard and had a great game from a rebounding and defensive effort. Taylor Ball Bowen had 10 rebounds. Houston Millette had 8 rebounds, as both of them put on their hard hats and just went to work and rebounding. And so by having those guys account for 18 rebounds, it makes up for the fact that Sherrill did not get as many rebounds in this game. But again, Sherrill's been a big part of this season. Without him, we'd really be struggling. So it was nice to have Taylor Ball Bowen and Houston Millette grabbing boards and securing things. In terms of what I want to call MIAs, there were no other players that had double figures. Alabama had 4 players scoring double figures, but nobody else scored in double figures. Aiden Holloway had a quiet night with only 5 points, and he struggled to shoot the ball. He did have 8 assists, so at least he was facilitating and being a playmaker out there, but his shooting, he struggled from shooting, maybe was forcing the ball a little bit, and also had been out injured, but just not a great game from Aiden Holloway. It was nice that Wrightsell stepped up and played so well because Holloway did not have a great game. Amari Allen did not play, still out injured. We need him back. He is one of our 5 best players, and we need Amari Allen in the lineup and playing. Kyton Bristow still did not play. Not sure what his injury situation is with the ankle and when he's expected back, but he gives us nice depth and hustle and effort when he's healthy. So it'd be nice to get him back healthy. London Jemison, Jaleel Bethea, and Noah Williamson all had quiet nights and really didn't do much in the game. But fortunately, we didn't need them. Big win by Alabama. All right, let's look at the stats. All right, so here are key stats. Hot shooting by Alabama. Alabama made 15 threes, shot 38%. From 3, while Missouri only shot 19% from 3. And Missouri also only shot 39% from the field and shot only 35% from the free throw line. So Missouri was ice cold. Alabama's defense certainly limited them from 3, limited them from shooting from the field. Now, I'm not going to, Alabama can't take any credit from them shooting only 35% from the free throw line. What can you say there? They just weren't making their free throws. But again, missing 15 free throws. If they'd made 10 of those 15 misses, Alabama still wins by 16 rather than winning by 26. So all the other things Alabama did turned it into a blowout, but Missouri certainly was not shooting the ball well and not feeling it on this night in Coleman Coliseum. Alabama made 23 of 26 free throws. That is well above Alabama's average, as they made 88% from the charity stripe. Alabama usually shoots about 78 to 79% from the free throw line. So great shooting night all around for Alabama. It was super impressive that they made 23 of 26 free throws. Alabama needs to be shooting at a high level from the free throw line. So great job there. I don't think you can expect us to shoot 88% from the free throw line every night, but shooting right around 80% is really, really good. And again, Alabama just blew out Missouri. Certainly was helped by shooting from from the three-point line, also helped out by making 23 of 26 free throws. Missouri did out-rebound Alabama by 5 rebounds, 44-39, but fortunately that stat didn't matter given how poorly that Missouri shot the ball and also the fact that Missouri turned the ball over. Alabama's defense was tough. It was good. Missouri had 13 turnovers while Alabama only had 7. That's a big stat. That certainly contributed to Missouri losing to Alabama, was that we played good defense, forced turnovers. We didn't turn the ball over. And then also our defense harassed Missouri as they had a poor shooting night. So a great job on the defensive end by Alabama. Missouri did have 44 points in the paint to just 20 for Alabama, but Alabama got to the free throw line a lot. They made 23 free throws to just 8 for Missouri, and Alabama also shot the ball well from 3, making 15 threes. So even though Missouri outscored us on points in the paint, the fact that we got to the free throw line, got fouled, made our free throws, and also shot the ball well from deep, overcame the fact that Missouri out-rebounded us by 5 and outscored us with points in the paint. But good defense, turnovers, good ball security, and shooting the ball well from 3 and from the free throw line more than made up for the fact that Missouri out-rebounded us by a small margin and outscored us on points in the paint significantly. So great job, great win. Okay, let's talk about a couple of things. Number one, great Alabama win and great job by putting 2 bigs into the starting lineup. I think that's a great lineup for us, assuming that they can stay healthy. I think going forward, Bediako needs to start at center. You can play Aiden Sherrill at the 4 spot. He can be a stretch 4. And certainly when Bediako's out of the game, he can move to the post spot and play the 5. But that's a great lineup. And then Alabama needs to get Amari Allen back. I think he is the missing piece that we need. Allen, all-around play. He's one of Alabama's 5 best players. So I think the starting lineup is going to need to be going forward. Bediako at 5. You're going to have Aiden Sherrill playing the stretch 4, Amari Allen as one wing player, certainly LeBaron Fallon running the point, and then you can start either Wrightsell or Holloway, depending on who's healthy and who's hot at the other guard spot. But I certainly think Allen needs to be in the starting lineup over Holloway and Wrightsell. And one of those guys, Wrightsell or Holloway, could be the 6th man, and the other one can be in the starting lineup. But that's our most effective all-around team. Certainly, if you need 3 shooters in the game at one time, you can sit out Allen and you can put in both Holloway and Wrightsell. But for defensive purposes, rebounding purposes, and just all-around stat stuffing plays, Allen needs to be that 5th guy in the starting lineup. So I think we've solved the mystery of who's our 5th starter. The answer to that question is Charles Bediako, and our best starting 5 is going to be Bediako, Sherrill, Allen, LeBaron Fallon, and then pick either Holloway or Wrightsell to fill that other guard spot, wing spot. But those are going to be our best 5, with the other one of Wrightsell or Holloway as the 6th man. So I think we've got that solved as long as Bediako is able to play for the rest of the season. That's going to really help. Let's see how this team does when they go to Florida and has to contend with the bigs that Florida has. It's going to be a really great test on Sunday. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But it's really nice now having Bediako on the team. It really does add depth. It really allows guys like Taylor Ball Bowen to play a bench off the bench role rather than having to start Bristow. We certainly can't rely on Williamson. So Bediako was a huge pickup for this team. All right, so now where are we now? Alabama's now 14-6 on the season. They're now 4-3 in the SEC. Alabama needs to keep winning if they want to get a top 3 or top 4 seed. Getting a win at Florida would be huge. They're 4-3 in the SEC. We do not need to go 10-8 or 9-9 in the SEC. We need to get to 12 or 13 wins if we want to have a top 4 seed and not be a 5th seed, 6th seed, or 7th seed in the tournament. So we need to keep getting wins, and then we need to have a nice run in the SEC tournament as well. Alabama also needs to get their players healthy. We've had a lot of injuries this season. They seem to keep happening. So hopefully we can get Amari Allen back. We can get Kyton Bristow back. We can keep Taylor Ball-Bowen healthy. Holloway can stay healthy. But adding Bediako will reduce minutes from some of the other players, and maybe it'll allow our other players to get healthy. And so when we get into the stretch run here in February and March, as we lead into the tournament, we can have a healthy lineup and a healthy roster heading into the SEC tournament and then ultimately into the NCAA tournament. Right now, I would say this team is a good team. Are they a Final Four team? I don't think so. I think Sweet 16 is reasonable. Elite 8 if things fall right. But let's see how we do against Florida with Bediako in the lineup, and see how we do with the team that has really good bigs, because that's been our weakness all year is dealing with these teams. Texas with their bigs, Tennessee with their bigs, Purdue, Arizona, Gonzaga. Those teams with bigs really gave us fits. And that's been our weakness, and Bediako certainly shores that up. And then if we can get our other bigs healthy, we can see if we're going to be ready to make a deep run in March. Next up for Alabama, they go to Gainesville. They play Florida on Sunday, February 1st, this Sunday. It's a midday game, so that'll be a fun Sunday affair to watch. Florida, like Tennessee, has Alabama's number. They have beaten up on Alabama pretty badly over the last 2 years, but Auburn just beat Florida. So this is going to be a great measuring stick for Alabama for their interior play, their toughness, their ability to defend, their ability to score. And it's going to be a great measuring stick. So here we go. Alabama goes to Florida, plays in Gainesville on Sunday. It's going to be a midday game. Alabama, be great to get a win there. I'm not counting on them going to Gainesville and winning. Tough place to play, tough team that we've had a tough time playing, but great bounce back win tonight. All right, that's it for now. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, follow, like, hit the notify button wherever you access this. Wherever you access the podcast, whether you access the audio or access us on the YouTube channel. God bless and roll tide.